Hey guys, Mellow Retro here, big day today. I'm doing my first lengthy playthrough, episodic of course, and can't think of a better game to start with than Final Fantasy VIII. This is one of the most important games for me historically. Probably one of my top 5 all-time favorites. And as you can see, we've got all kinds of graphic mods installed to make this thing look awesome. Here in just a minute I'll show you an example of the original unenhanced version of this game, just to give you a brief frame of reference as to how much this is being improved. Normally that's something I start the video off with straight away, but this game in particular, I really wanted a more cinematic intro. Oh yeah. It's easy to forget that Balamb shows up at the very beginning right there. I think, is she in the garden right now? Like, can you find her? By roaming around? I'll have to check. I know at some point you can find her in the library. Yeah, most of these graphic mods were made by Macindis. I'll have a link in the description. There's one webpage called Quim, if I'm pronouncing that right, where you can find them all. I also just recently installed a FMV upscale mod. It uses AI much like the backgrounds do to improve all the cinematics, and as you've seen already, that one just recently came out and it's very, very nice. I've played the game all the way through with it. That was the only thing that was missing from my setup for the longest time, and at this point I think we've got pretty much everything improved. Macindis and all the others who made these mods, I seriously doubt you'll ever watch this, but if you do, bless you all. And Godspeed on the progress of your current projects. The makers of these graphic mods are making, or were, I don't know if they still are, they were making graphic mods for the official remaster of Final Fantasy VIII, and those look even better than this. However, it's been a long time since any information was released on the status of those mods, as far as I know, so... But as a developer myself, I understand these things take a long time, so best of luck to those people. And they've already done a brilliant job with this one. As you can see, this is the original PC version of Final Fantasy VIII. The background upscaling isn't perfect, but it does look tremendously better than it used to. Okay, I think now would be a good time to take literally just a few seconds to show you some footage of the original unenhanced version of this game, just to give you a short frame of reference. And we're back, so much smoother with these mods installed. I also have Reshade set up, as always. Yeah, and see, even the menus have been improved. There's actually several different background color gradient styles you can choose from. Icons look better. The text is better. Let's see. Well, if I could access the junction section, I could show you. The icons look way better with these mods installed. Obviously, the characters and the backgrounds have been drastically improved. The battle screen as well. And I'm not going to spend the entire video talking about how this game has been improved graphically. Something I usually kind of cover early on, and then we'll just be talking about the game. Huh. I didn't actually know they all left like that, if you talk to them all. Yeah, I guess I'll be a nice guy. Whatever. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to skip the tour. I'm pretty much gonna be doing a tour anyway of the garden. The garden does look really nice, as you'd expect. Oh yeah, we can get our first card set here. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna wait until I've got Ifrit's card and Diablos' card before I start playing cards with anyone. I usually just play cards up until I get the Kairos card, and then I'm done with it. Once I've got triple haste for everyone, that's the main thing I want to get out of the card game. Ah, there's the twins. Just gorgeous. And that's before Reshade. And that's after. You can see just how much more colorful everything is. It's harder to improve the lighting on a more flat game like this. A lot of Reshade's lighting effects just won't have the same effect, you know, on a flat image where the lighting isn't really lighting. I tried using a bloom effect, it really just didn't work out all that well. I think DPX and HDR work better than bloom on a game like this and have a very similar effect. But man, how pretty is that? I don't think there's any place, anywhere, more homey to me than Balamb Garden. Yeah, normally when I play these games, I kind of like to roam around and talk to everyone. Probably won't have time for that in these playthroughs. Obviously, eventually I'm gonna have to expedite things so the length of the video stays reasonable. You know, I'll cut out grinding, may even have to cut out certain sections of the game. And when I'm finished, I'll probably compile all of them into a full playthrough. There is so much hidden stuff in this game that you find by talking through NPCs, and a lot of it is actually really obscure and still really carries some weighty, meaty canon to it. Right here is a prime example. Yeah, so already the sorceress is being foreshadowed in the Great Sorceress War. I've noticed too, if you really pay attention and talk to a lot of people and stuff, that early in the game, you know, before you meet Master Norg, you'll notice that the staff in the garden are very authoritative. And it's just a lot of stuff like this where they're not directly saying it, they're just kind of showing you, you know, the place is more authoritative right now because it's being run by Norg instead of Headmaster Sid. Oh yeah, that's another example. I think after you defeat Norg and Headmaster Sid takes back over, they actually start to get books in the library that students liked. Like before that, they wouldn't carry like fantasy or sci-fi books, but they got more lenient afterward. See, it's just tiny things like that that just make me love this game so much. Okay, Alone's not in here, so that settles that. And you know, in a way, I can kind of understand why a lot of people would consider that a flaw, or at least a flaw in some ways, because there are a lot of important plot points that you can miss by not talking to NPCs, but at the same time, I really like the way that just makes it so detailed, and the way this game really just rewards you for curiosity and for talking to people and wanting to know things, which of course is, you know, a huge theme of the older Final Fantasy or Final Fantasy style games. Okay, what's he raving about? Yeah. Yeah. That's the psycho girl. I think to this day, Final Fantasy VIII probably has my favorite atmosphere of all time from any game. I mean, even now, with all the newer games that I have, a lot of which obviously look better than this in terms of realism and such, I just feel like this game just did an amazing job with the atmosphere, and in so many ways. One thing about it that I find especially impressive is the atmosphere in this game is so unique. You know, most fantasies, you look at it and you go, you know, that's based on medieval England, or that's based on ancient Arabia. And this game really does just feel like something you've never seen before. I mean, I think the best way you could summarize it is to say that it's kind of a mix between maybe sci-fi and medieval fantasy. And there's some distinguishable things to it, you know, like some towns are clearly based on Paris or Italian towns, but which I think was a smart move. I think that fits the romantic, you know, theme of the game. Of course, they're going to have a lot of European architecture and such. Yeah, let's go to the cafeteria. I'll be leaving the garden pretty soon. We'll be moving on. I really like the concept too of the garden, of having something that's basically like a fantasy college. That is something that would have a really good atmosphere. I think a modern remaster of this game would be really, or it could be really gorgeous visually. But, to be honest, I would also worry that they would butcher it content-wise. Oh yeah, there's I think there's like a mini quest involving Zell and the lunch lady. Because if we go talk to her right now, she'll tell us that she has a son in Fisherman's Horizon. And I think I know you can find her son and talk to him and complete like a little short side quest. I don't think you get much for it, it's just one of those story things. But I think you have to have Zell with you in order for it to work, I'm not sure. Hey, there goes the disciplinary committee. I don't know who the hell in administration decided to put those three in charge. Yeah, there we go. Again, in the future, I probably won't be listening to every single conversation like this. I mean, it is kind of normally the way I play, though. That's what I love about these games. They're just, you know, stop and smell the roses kind of games. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think we're almost done exploring the garden. Oh yeah, the quad looks really nice. I'll show you that very, very quickly. Yeah, the selfie's gonna pester us the whole time, but God, these backgrounds, I mean, seriously. Okay, I think it's time we moved on. Yeah, I don't know who that old man is gonna stop. Since all these students are highly trained in combat and magic and everything else. College life. Do not miss those days. It's one of those bittersweet kind of things, you know. In some ways, college is the best time of your life. In some ways, it's the most stressful. I myself think pretty much all forms of public education are either crap or a scam, but I won't get into that now. Oh yeah, we gotta sit through that tutorial again. I'll edit this part out. And now we are out in the wilderness. And as you can see, the world map looks a lot better as well. Much more sharp and clear, textures a lot better. And once again, just for a few seconds, I'm gonna show you footage of the original unenhanced version of this game, just to show you what battle mode and the world map looked like before we enhance it with mods. And we're back, so let's look at battle mode, enhanced with graphic mods. Gorgeous, gorgeous stuff for a gorgeous game. This really is a new way to experience these old classics too, you know. A lot of times an old favorite, you've played it 1,000 times, you know, you feel like you're just burned out on it. This really is just a whole new way to experience it. Kind of makes it fresh again, as well as, you know, just making it look better. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the fire cavern real quick. Once again, we'll skip the tutorial. I think what I'm gonna do is just, after I beat this fire cavern and this video ends, I'll just draw a whole bunch of shit and junction it between videos, because I know you guys don't want to watch me draw for half an hour. Just to be on the safe side, I'll give myself a little more time here. I'm pretty sure you can clear this cavern without any spells junction. I'm normally a very diligent person who starts stocking up on spells straight away, but and this game takes a lot of heat because of the junction system, which I get it. I mean, yeah, it is tedious. It gets boring as hell sometimes. I think people are right to criticize it. I criticize it. But my thing is this, even with the junction system, I still don't find Final Fantasy VIII to be okay. I still don't find Final Fantasy VIII to be as tedious as 7. Because in 8 you can reach level 100 and build a complete party so much faster than you can in 7. I mean, yeah, junctioning takes a whole lot longer than just finding materia, but in 7 you have to spend countless hours to level up. You just have to beat enemies over and over and over. There's no quick way to get to that final stage where you have a complete party, or at least one that could take on like the stronger optional enemies of the game. And there are tricks in 8 where you can do that so much faster, and because of the junction system, you really, leveling up really isn't all that important, so yeah, I just realized that my controls are messed up, and because of that I can't flee right now. So I'm gonna have to finish some of these battles. I may cut some of this out. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I don't know why, but my controls just randomly changed by themselves for no reason. I am really tired of that happening with everything. But it's fixed now, so we're moving on. Yeah, this cavern looks really, really nice. Especially when you play with the lighting effects, bring out the highlights. Guys, if you're not on PC, don't get into PC gaming. Just don't do it. It's not worth the hassle. PC gaming is better, but it is really not worth the hassle. I mean, shit like that is just constantly screwing up, even if it's something you fixed over and over. With updates and with compatibility issues, it's just always something. But anyway, moving on, we're fighting Ifrit. Again, I should be able to do this without any magic. We still got plenty of time. Yeah, the GF animations have been upscaled as well. You can see Shiva's eyes didn't close like they were supposed to. That's the only issue I've seen with any of them. Okay, my trigger's working. We should be fine now. Not even sure if using Shiva is going to save me any time right now. Probably not, because of that animation. I've been distracted by the commentary. I haven't paid attention to the damage numbers. We'll just attack after this. Yeah, see, when you have this, Ifrit has a furry texture there, and you really can't see it without the 4K resolution. Okay, we got him. No problem. Okay, so once we get out of this cave, I'll probably just save and let that be a day. Would be kind of nice to show you Balamb. Balamb looks really nice. I guess I could maybe do that in the next video. Okay, I'll edit out this tutorial. That is one of my all-time favorite Final Fantasy tracks back there. I guess I'm stating the obvious here, but music was such a huge, huge part of what made the atmospheres in these older Final Fantasy games so good. They definitely had one of the greatest composers in gaming history. And as I was saying before, I think, you know, the music is not only beautiful and well composed and all that, but it really just matches the atmosphere well and really helps establish that otherworldly atmosphere that I was talking about earlier. See, like that overworld music, it sounds kind of, I don't know, quirky. Like it just has a touch of sci-fi or something to it. It's hard to put into words, which is what makes it so good. Also, you see a lot more greenery in this game than a lot of other Final Fantasy games. I mean, I know that in 7, a lot of it took place in kind of a rundown slum because that was a huge part of the story. You know, a huge part of the story was wealth inequality and all that, so I totally get that. So I'm not knocking the atmosphere in 7, but at the same time I feel like 8 was kind of a nice change of pace. Because it did give us a more bright, colorful atmosphere, and it kind of was, I guess, more on the lighter side. It's still a pretty sad story, but I don't think nearly as sad as 7 or 10. But anyway, I think that's going to be the end of our first video. I guess when we resume, we will go on our first seed mission. And things should be moving a lot faster after that. We'll start really getting into the story. So yeah, thanks for watching, if anybody stuck with it this long. Like and subscribe if you cared for it. And we'll see you next time.